All right, guys, Max here with CAtuned Off-road. In this video, we're going to show you how to install a hidden winch mount on a 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness Edition. Guys, it has to be a Wilderness because of the two tow points here. That's the only way. And we have a couple of tools, a couple of brackets you're going to get. 4 of these brackets. This is kind of like a fair lead / grill that you're going to have here. It's going to be bolted up here. We have a Onyx 55S winch. A couple of tools we're going to go over, how to install it, and we're going to start with removing the bumper and installing this. We're going to start removing the bumper. We got like a little clip remover, a little pick, whatever suits you better, but we found that both things can actually work pretty good. We're going to start removing clips along the side here on both sides, and then we're going to come to the top, remove some top bolts, and then there's some bottom clips. Okay, once you have all the bolts on top off, some of the clips in the bottom, the sides, both sides, then you can freely pull this. Sometimes it's a kind of a pain. So you have to get in there and then, like that. Look, I love that clicking, guys. You know, it feels so good, like that. And then you go to the other side and pull it off as well. Just like that, guys. Bam. Make sure you disconnect your fog lights as well, guys. Okay, guys, once you're taking the bumper off, bumper cover, we're going to remove a couple of things you're not going to need. Like this foam piece, you're not going to need that. Also, we're going to take the shutters off as well. And there's a special adapter we're going to show you later how to install this. We'll take this, we'll cut some pieces off. So we're going to get started in removing some of this stuff right now. Okay, we're going to use a 12mm socket right here to remove this bottom piece. All right, guys, so we're going to remove a couple of bolts from the bottom side here. Use a 10mm socket. All right, we got another bolt here. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side, guys. Step is to remove the temperature sensor. We'll be reinstalling it in a different position, so keep that in mind. You don't want to unplug it and keep it somewhere else. We're going to reuse that. And our next step is going to remove the actual shutters here. Okay, next step is going to remove the actual shutter motor. You're going to remove this, and I'll show you later what we're going to do with it. We try to keep the sensor plugged in, that way you don't get any lights on the dash. And we're using actually a T20, guys, a T20. Okay, we're going to pull it. Okay, guys, next thing we're going to do is to bend those tabs flat. Use a piece of, like pliers, bend them flat. Try to get them all the way up in there. It's pretty strong, guys, so you got to use some muscle. Just like that. Yeah, kind of get them, close to being flat as much as you can. Okay, guys, so the temp sensor, we're going to relocate to that one hole right there. Boom, there it is, guys. Bam, it's done. It's that easy. Okay, since we have everything off now, we go back to our hidden winch mount bumper. We've go ahead and installed the winch onto this bumper bracket, and we're going to install it on the car right now. All right, we're going to use a 14 millimeter socket here, guys, on the side. We're going to screw those 4 bolts, 2 on each side. All right, guys, we're going to reuse those bolts, so don't throw them away, or nuts. Okay, guys, very important, listen up. So you got 4 brackets here. They have 1 cut, 2 cut, 3 cut, and 4 cut, like this. And so what's going to happen is you got 1 cut, it's going to go here, 2 cut, 3 cut, and then 4 cut in the bottom. All right, so make sure you see the cuts here on the side, little dimple. Camera guy, there you go. See that? Let's install these right now. All right, guys, our next step before we tighten everything is we have this washer here. It's really unique, as you can see. We're going to tighten this onto this right here. Remember, these are really fine threads here, and you don't want to cross thread. Make sure the finger tight. Now, also, I want to comment something, make something. If you're going to add a brush bar on here, guys, later, you want to remove this because the brush bar actually welds onto here and it becomes one. So we're going to put it in. Make sure you find the right hole. Make sure you hand tighten. You don't want to just crank it up with, high horsepower. Make sure it's hand tight, everything, and then you will start torquing this first, and then these guys second. We're going to use a 24 mil socket head, guys, right here. We're going to go easy on both sides. Righty tighty, guys. All right, guys, so what we did here is we put 50 foot-pounds. We did 50 foot-pounds of torque. We're going to put the original nuts back in, 14 millimeter, guys. Okay, our next step is going to use 16 millimeter ratchet here. We're going to tighten the other 4 bolts. All right, guys, our next step is very important, is we have the shutter motor. If we leave it out like this, you're going to have all kinds of lights. So we made this cool 3D printed adapter piece that if you follow over here, we'll show you how to connect it. These teeth right here go into those. So you want to make sure you put it in just like that. Make sure you press it in. These 2 spots right here are going to go in the original position right here. Make sure this gets pressed in really well. We have enough gap. Mosquito. And then we'll use the original screws, you guys. Original screws. We're going to tighten it back in again. It's going to be that T20. T20. Tighten it in. Once you have tightened this, we're going to zip tie this right up in here, guys. Zip tie this right here out of the way. That way, it's not just dangling somewhere. We're going to zip tie this right here, guys. All right, our next thing is going to be tying the winch cable right there. We're going to place it in a nice area that's not sharp, out of the way. We're going to zip tie them both all together, guys, right there. Very nice. Our next step is this button. Even though this is actually wireless, you can use on your mobile device. This is just a manual thing. We're going to unscrew this right here with a 10 mil and put this back right here. Nice and spot. It's a good looking pot right here. Look at that. Go ahead, Elliot. 10 millimeter. We're going to top it. Oh, you can put it on top. Yeah, that's fine. There you go. Nice and tight. You can zip tie this, right here somewhere on this rod. Zip tie that, get it out of the way. Next step is going to be connecting our plus and negative to the terminals here. Okay, our next step, we have the winch all connected, everything's in there. Our next step is we're going to cut along the lines here to give an extra little room. This fin right here, we're going to cut really close up to it. We're going to use a sawzall blade to go along the side here. All right, guys, this is it. Very easy. Okay, we cut this portion just a minute ago. This needs to be cut as well. So we're going to cut them as close as possible. Okay, so guys, we're going to attach, after we trimmed everything we need to trim, this goes back in the original spot. We're going to tighten a couple of bolts on the side. They're going to go down, tighten a bunch of bolts on the bottom, and then we're going to attach the bumper itself. So we're going to screw the 10 millimeter bolt back in. All right, guys, so basically, we're putting all the bolts back what we took off. Obviously, we're not putting this foam piece here, but we are putting this all back, those 12 millimeter bolts in the bottom as well. Once we torqued everything, everything has to be tight, guys, and then we're going to put the bumper on. It's that simple. We're almost there. Okay, our final step, I should say, is removing the lower grill from the bumper. So we have a couple of clips, a little clip remover, as you may. Final step, guys. Connect your fog lights. Make sure it's out of the way. We removed the lower grill here, and let's install it. That's it, you're done. We're done, guys. Okay, guys, so we're gonna put this cute little fairing inside right there, tighten it up. We're gonna do that. Okay, guys, so what we did here, we added some trim lock, probably like 3 foot, to make it look cleaner and nicer, because before you kind of saw like a little tooth here and there. This makes it kind of more complete and good looking. Next, we're going to put the hook on here, and then we're going to add all the clips back in where they were, on top, on the bottom, on the sides, and that should complete. And then the last thing is going to be just wiring. All right, we're going to do the positive and negative here, guys. Kind of our last step. Make sure that the wires are not touching anything else that you might not need. This is the lead for the positive. Basically, when you have the key on, this gives a signal to this trigger button. As you can see, blue light. When I remove, no blue light. When I connect, blue light. So this will trigger. And now don't forget, guys, this is wireless too. When you have a worn app, you can control with your phone device. All right, guys, so we installed the positive, we installed the negative. Then we have a signal wire that we installed here as one that's got a spare right here for the signal. So once you have the car running, this will ignite the button here. As you look right here, you got a blue light. The blue light indicates that it's working. Now you can see that. You can go out and you can go in. Guys, this finishes out our install. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate. Reach out by phone, email. We again appreciate all your support on our products. Looking forward to hearing, guys, from you. Thank you.